If Iran effectively shuts or severely threatens Hormuz, India's oil supply chain can face immediate pressure. Fuel becomes expensive, shipping costs rise, inflation rises, and the rupee comes under stress. Experts have already called it a nightmare scenario for energy security. And look at the timing, friends. Prime Minister Modi returned from Israel just 2 days before this escalated. On February the 25th, 2026, he addressed Israel's parliament, the Knesset, and the optics of that visit became part of the political debate back home. Opposition leaders raised questions, and Asaduddin Owaisi said India has historically maintained a neutral posture in this conflict, and that a high-profile visit right before the strikes sends a very wrong message. Meanwhile, some reporting has claimed the attack was planned in advance, not spontaneous, adding even more controversy. But the most heartbreaking part of this entire situation is what's being reported out of Iran on civilian casualties, especially the strike on a girls' school in Minab, where reporting described over 100 children killed, with some outlets reporting much higher totals. It happened during school hours, and scenes from the aftermath, backpacks, classrooms, rubble, are beyond disturbing. And this is where the moral fog of war becomes unbearable. Official accounts still talk about self-defense, while civilians, children, pay the price. Now, to understand how we got here, we need the broader context. There has been growing instability inside Iran for months. Economic pressure, currency collapse claims, price shocks, and protests, followed by crackdowns that different sources estimate in very different numbers. And just 1 day before the strikes began, diplomacy was still being discussed publicly. Oman's foreign minister had said a US-Iran deal was within reach. Then, the next day, bombs, and President Trump, in his statement, even urged Iranians to take over their government once the operation ends, language that reminds many people of the 2003 Iraq War, a war that lasted for years, cost trillions, and devastated ordinary lives. That's the biggest fear now. Iran is much larger and more complex than Iraq. Even if you remove a dictator, foreign intervention can still make a country more unstable. Just look at what happened after Gaddafi and Saddam. The question is, will this operation actually bring stability, or will it create a deeper, longer chaos that spills across the entire region? If you want the full geopolitical history, Iran versus Israel versus the US, and why this conflict keeps boiling over, I've explained it in detail in my other video. You can watch that by clicking the link on screen. And if you want daily war updates with timelines, maps, and verified breakdowns, subscribe and comment Daily War Updates.